In this video, we will determine if a given experiment is binomial. In this example, we have 50 names that are placed in a jar, and one of those is drawn out and kept. Then we draw another one, keep it, and one more, keep it. Is this a binomial experiment? In order to determine this, we're going to check the 4 conditions that have to be met, that have to be true in order for this to be binomial. So we're going to check them and we're going to explain if they're met or not. The first condition is that there are a fixed number of trials. So this experiment has a fixed number of times that something happens. So when we read it, we see that we draw one out, keep it, draw another one, keep it, draw another one, keep it. So that would be a total of 3 trials. So yes, there are 3 trials. And that notation is N, that denotes the number of times this happens. So that's for the 3 names that we're drawing out. Next condition. The trials are independent of each other. What happens in one trial does not affect any other trial. And let's think about if this is true or not. So we're drawing a name and we're keeping one. So that actually does have some impact or affects the next name that we draw out because we're keeping it. So they are not independent. No, since the names are kept out, this changes what happens next. Okay, so they're not independent. Let's check the next condition. There are exactly 2 possible outcomes in each trial. That's not true either. The first time we draw a name, there's 50 outcomes. The next time we draw a name, there's 49, and then there's 48. So that's more than 2. The probability of each outcome remains constant in every trial. So we know we have those 3 trials. The probability of drawing a name on the first trial is 1 in 50. But then we keep that name. So the probability of drawing a certain name on the second trial is 1 in 49. And then it's 1 in 48. So we're going to say no, since the total number of names in this jar is changing, then the probability is changing. So when we checked our conditions here, we saw we had one condition was yes, next condition was no. Let's see, we should be more clear. Exactly 2 possible outcomes, no. We have a no and a no. So we have 3 conditions that were not met. So our final answer to is this a binomial experiment, we will say no, because conditions number 2 through number 4 are not met. And you can always be a little more explicit and say no because the names or the number of names in the jar are changing each time, which changes the probability, and therefore each trial is not independent. So you can list the reasons more explicitly.